Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. Happy Lionsgate portal that is coming up technically on the 8th of August, so 8-8, but of course that portal energy kind of begins around the 26th of July and goes all the way until like the 10th or 12th of August. This is not specifically any Lionsgate portal message. We'll probably do something more special just for that on this channel on the 8th. But for right now, I'm doing a specific message because some things came to my mind. Denise, hey, sweetheart, and happy almost birthday, love. Just know next Monday I will get you your birthday pull in our members corner, baby. I saw your message. You guys are so good to see you. Robin, Des, Carrie Wilson. Hi, everyone. All right. So for this specific message, in my mind's eye, I saw a whole bunch of doubles. It started out with me seeing somebody who like looked down and they had just printed things and it was like the same page had printed twice. And then they looked over and I don't know why, but I saw two pennies that were the exact same year sitting in the same position, perfectly aligned. Again, the same duplicate. It was like somebody went to walk out a door and they kind of paused because it felt all of a sudden like this flood of deja vu, why do I feel like I've walked through a door just like this before, even though it was the first time they'd walked through that door? It was like everything was doubles, duplicates. They look down the street and there's two people dressed like identical, even though the people aren't exactly twins. It's like, oh my God, they're literally wearing from the shoes to the pants to and it was like a yellow jacket. It was kind of like a, it was very specific, and in these thoughts that were flashing through my mind. But it was like blue jeans and white sneakers and a yellow kind of like, I don't know what kind of jacket exactly, if it was like a starter's jacket or what, but it seemed like it was two women dressed the same way. And it was like, are those twins? They look like the same height, same size, same everything. Nope. Two different people just wearing the exact same outfit. And everything was duplicate. And then the last thing I saw in my mind's eye is somebody was like holding their hands out. And you know how it's like they say that you can like feel your own energy between your hands, you can feel that little bit of resistance. But it was not their own hand they were feeling that against. It was somebody else who wasn't there, but it was like a ghostly presence. So if you could imagine, my hand is still pressing against another person's hand, but the person's not there. So I don't know if it's like parallel universe kind of vibe, or if they were just picking up on someone else's energy. So let's start there. I know that's a little bit out there, but I'm a little bit out there. Hi guys, so good to see everybody. Excuse me. So we have card 3. I feel like we just recently had this in another video. I don't know that it was on this channel. I think it was elsewhere on my other channel. But we have somebody that is sitting on this kind of like jacket box. I'm sorry, I'm covering them up because they're draped, so they're pretty much, covered up, but not entirely because they haven't got clothes on, but they're draped in like a sheet. And they're meditating and their eyes are closed and we can see them meditating into this, like they're projecting outward, maybe with their own thoughts, or maybe this is what's coming toward them and they're receiving it. But there is this warm glow from this, like, it's like something between an astrolabe and the zodiac wheel with the sacred geometry center and this glowing, kind of like white light, golden light coming toward them. I don't know if they're projecting that outward or if that's coming toward them. Can we see a little bit more on that? Somebody could have a white mouse for a pet. We also have a frog. We have a salmon and we have a butterfly. And a robin. 3 of Cups. Still don't know if this is coming toward them or if they're projecting it outward. 3 of Cups is shared energy. Maybe this is both. Maybe they are meditating or thinking very raw and real about someone. Maybe they are sending out energy. I will say the zodiac that I'm seeing primarily here is, well, 2 of them that I see really clearly, and that is Taurus and Aries. You can see them right there on the edge. Symbols for Taurus and Aries. So I don't know yet. I mean, I can see Virgo up there as well, but it's just not quite as prominent. And I can see Libra up there as well. Those are the 4 most visible. With the 3 of Cups, so we're talking water energy. We have Either somebody's thinking like, I'd like to sit down and have a drink with a person, and maybe that person is thinking the same thing. God, I'd love to sit down and have a drink with you. Maybe that's why we have a character kind of like projecting it, but they're also receiving it. So maybe this duplication thing, maybe this is like two people sending each other the same mental message at the same time. Maybe that's why it's duplicating. This is an early morning message. This is like somebody's still laying in bed. Maybe that's why they're wrapped in the bed sheet still, like just sitting up in bed and sending out that vibe to somebody like, God, I'd love to, sit down and have a cup of coffee with you. Maybe two people are thinking this at approximately the same time. Hi, everyone. So great to see you all. We have Temperance. It's definitely shared energy, right? Temperance is the balance. So we have two people colliding energetic messages to each other right now. I cannot tell you how many times in my life, dozens at least, that I have picked up the phone to call. Usually it's my mom that I would have this happen with, but once in a while it was somebody else. And literally they were calling me at the same exact moment. And it wasn't like, I'll call you at 4:00 tomorrow. And so we both picked up the phone at 4. No. We had no pre-arranged anything. It was completely random, yet at the same moment, my mom's calling me, I'm calling my mom. That I cannot tell you how many times I've had stuff like that happen with people that are dear to me. So I'm not shocked at all, honestly, even though this is just a, fictional story. I will say I totally think that that's relatable. Now she's in this lovely tangerine. I love her tangerine outfit with the marigold, garland around her neck. If you guys remember earlier this year, around the time that I got my Aries, I painted a crazy painting of him and put marigolds around him because I was inspired to celebrate the Day of the Dog. In Nepal, they have a festival where they celebrate dogs being our friends, and the dogs are highly revered. And, marigolds they have like a really spiritual connotation, and marigold garland is used not just in that, but in many different like spiritual celebratory festivals and such. And the only reason I'm talking about that so much is because she got the sacred geometry necklace on with the triangle there. She's kind of dressed in these robes, and we have this marigold garland, and it's almost like I don't think this is one of our characters. This is the Temperance angel that is helping. It's like she's in this spiritual energy, holding her hands out saying, I will be the telephone for the two of you. I will be the one that, maybe this is an ancestor on the other side of the veil who's like, I really want these two to be able to connect to each other. They both are thinking of each other at the same time. Let me be the conduit, the spiritual conduit, to help these two get their messages to each other. Because it definitely feels like we have got two people sending each other the same thought, which is, God, I'd love to sit down and talk to you. Even here, we have like a cranky little chubby cherub down here. As he's sitting here with his hand on his little fat hand, or head on his little fat hand, like, come on, how come I don't get to do my job? I'm Cupid. I'm supposed to bring these lovers together. They want to talk to each other. How come I can't help out? And it's like, well, first they've got to, by the way, this fuzzy black bumblebee here also is really, really visible to me also, even though it's not that visible, but the bee is coming to pollinate that morning glory flower. So I'm just going to say all of this looks like it is time to pollinate this relationship. We have 5 of Swords. We have Man of Wands. Oh, sweet. I'm so glad to see you. Sweet. Can you remind me that the song you told me to check out by 8, the album was 8? The song was Many? I couldn't find it, but maybe I've misunderstood. Godzilla MC, if you're out there, love, love, love Dijon. Oh my God, such a great recommendation. The song Annie, by the way, I don't know if that's going to be a part of this storyline, but the song Annie is freaking fantastic by Dijon. Check it out. Man of Wands. This is a King of Wands, and he's literally standing there making smoke signals, trying to send these messages through the sky. So it's coming from his heart. So now we have a character that we can clearly define. We have somebody, and maybe they're like, sending out a message to, maybe somebody's name is Annie, and he's sending out the message I'm also hearing now from the musical Annie, the sun will come out tomorrow. Um, this feels though like he is sending out the message from his heart. It is definitely present timeline because this is year of the snake. Maybe his energy has shifted and changed. This is like he's ended something obviously in his life because we see him standing in a graveyard, but he is very well alive. He is sending out like a lot of passion from his heart, but he's not sure if the message is getting through. With that Five of Swords, it almost feels like there's other energies pushing back. Now, oftentimes this is arguing, fighting, trying to win. I don't see it that way. I see it as the divine is trying to help this message get from his heart to its intended recipient, toward her, whomever she is. By the way, someone may sleep with like a wrap around their head, to protect their hair. That could be something that she wakes up, or somebody just stepped out of the shower. Maybe that's not a sheet wrapped around her. Maybe that's a towel, and a towel around her hair. But this all takes place in the early morning. Even here, we're still in the early morning. Tell me more. What is this force that's trying to prevent these two from having a successful, connection of their minds? Eight of Wands. This is so weird because this is action and communication. But I will say, technically we're still in retrograde for a little bit longer. Maybe it's like, well, you got to pass the message along, because this looks like football back here. And I'm literally picturing, punting a message from one place to the next, passing off a message from one person to the next, or let's say it's electronic. Let's say if I'm going to send a text, hopefully it gets to you, or hopefully you're in an area where you can receive a message, or sometimes you send an email and it doesn't get through at all, and you never know that it didn't get through. Sometimes you get that little bounce back that says, "Oh, this," if you type in the wrong email, for example. But other times it just, nothing ever happens. You never find it. Where do things go when they just disappear into the ether? It could be like a relay system that could be the obstacle. Maybe that's why these two right now are being forced to send smoke signals and mental signals instead to each other. Tanisa, you angel, thank you so much, babe. You're so incredibly kind, so generous. Tell me a little bit more about, is this message going to successfully get through? Nine of Wands. There's that little bee, a little busy bee. He's like, I'm going to get through all this. Don't you worry. I got you. I'm getting this little honeybee message through. This is sweet, sweet sugar. I got to go pollinate. I got to go get this message through. This is where the help of the divine is definitely coming through. I don't think it's easy. We have things blocking in the sky here. We have things blocking in the sky here. We have things blocking in the sky here. I keep thinking that we literally have, like, okay, I'm around forest fires right now, hence my coughing. Excuse me as I say that. And I feel like it totally impedes my cell phone service. Not so much the internet, but the cell phone service where I'm at. And I'm wondering, because this is fire and smoky in the sky, we can kind of see that honey glow. It's not just that it's morning, it's also that we've got kind of like a hint at smoke here in the skyline. I'm wondering if somebody is in an area where there's like smoke, or where there's interference of some sort, but like out of the sky, shoddy cell phones reception, shoddy internet service, something along those lines that's actually promoting some of the problem. But the divine is like, that's why, what, the feelings of love will get through, even if a written message is struggling to come through. Now that begs the question, though, did somebody actually write a message and try to send it? Did they take physical action? Because in the beginning, what we saw is a feminine who is sensing and feeling and seeing all these duplicates and, picking up on someone's vibe, like, God, I'd like to talk to them. But they're thinking the same thing of her. It's like she thinks of them first thing in the morning. And I think it's because they've been sending messages to her. But did this King of Wands send more than a message? Did he send, or rather, did he send an actual message and more than just emotions? Six of Swords. Swords are thoughts and words. Six of Swords is moving into calmer waters. We see an Egyptian mummy here. And so it makes me think, this can be a long time ago they sent a message. But it could also be, sorry, I'm seeing Anubis on this card as well. Anubis, you know, he does the judgment of the souls. At the end of a mortal's lifespan, you stand before Anubis in, you know, obviously Egyptian mythology, and Anubis, you know, weighs the merits of one's deeds to determine, you know, can the soul transform and, you know, journey onward into the next plane of existence. And he's always rooting for them. He's not scary or mean. He's not trying to be like, oh, shame on you. Guess what? You know, my clipboard says you came up 2 points too little. It's not like that. It's Anubis wants the best for the traveler's experiences. Anubis hopes that, you know, everybody gets to transform into the next journey. But there's something here when I say, you know, like, did this King of Wands, did he send an actual message, or has it only been from his heart space? I would argue that there's been a lot of energy change going on right now. We see the universe spiraling here as well. And I'm thinking he hasn't yet sent an actual message. I think this is him first having, maybe even fairly recently, gone through some big transformative moments in his life, maybe recognizing a couple of things that have changed inside of him in his perspectives. And he's kind of setting the stage for, like, oh my God, my heart is opening up. I'm sending these vibes to her. Well, she's picking up the frequency that he's on for sure, even though we still have these blockages. But maybe this is, I don't know if these blockages are needing to be overcome first and foremost by the two of them connecting at that energetic level, since everything is energy, right? If we talk about thermodynamics, we know the laws, right? Energy is neither created nor destroyed, it is merely transferred. So what if these two can transfer their energy of their thoughts and their heart spaces about each other into, like, smoothing out that electrical conduction system so that they can successfully send an email? What if we're trying to, like, basically link up and get a smooth energy flow so that then one can send a message to the other and it'll actually arrive? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I've got to pause for just a second and backtrack. Who just did this? Signs and Sinks, you are so incredibly generous. Signs and Sinks has just gifted 20 memberships. If your name just became green, that is because you are now a member. And what that means is that you guys have access to all of our members' videos. So there's a whole playlist called Members. You can click on that. Monday is Members Day. You won't want to miss the members' videos because every week I pick winners. I do card pulls for our members when it's their birthday month. There's just lots of little other things that we do here and there at random also for little perks. And so don't miss out on any of that, you guys. So I'm just going to read through these 20 names. Signs and Sinks, thank you so much. You are so generous. We have Elizabeth, Coraluna Soleil, Ash Electra, Lucy, Inella, or I'm going to say Ionella. Please forgive me if I mispronounced her name, dear. Angel R, The Loud Whisper, Mosin, The Alchemist, Carl, Sarah, Summer, Alana, Helen, Manisha. Thank you guys so much. All of your names, you just became members courtesy of Signs and Sinks. Thank you so much, Signs and Sinks. I'll see you on Monday, babe. You are so amazing. So amazing. Thank you, love. Okay, so as we move forward, we have got did some of you maybe are, oh, I'm sorry, maybe I missed a couple. Ali A, Ash Digital 58, Royal Greatness, Wet Lobo 818, Empress Energy. I'm sorry, I missed your names as well. My apologies. Maybe the chat's a little bit funky. Oh my gosh, Signs and Sinks just gifted another 10. Oh my God, Signs and Sinks, you are unbelievable. Still Blessed, Sabrina, Jillian, Fairest of All, Farrell Rust, Colby, Brittany, Aisha Richmond, Tyranny Dawn, Myra Suspetties, please forgive me. Oh my gosh, that is so unbelievably generous. Signs and Sinks, you're going to make everybody cry. That is so amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Signs and Sinks, I'm going to pull some cards for you in honor of all your generosity on Monday, okay, in our members corner. You guys, thank you again. It's really good to see you guys, and thank you and welcome everybody that's a brand new member. Welcome everybody that is a subscriber. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. All right, so to return to this, so first off, that amazing interruption of supreme generosity, maybe that fits into this story, right? We perhaps have a generosity of energy, obviously, but we have these two needing to link up. We have these two where even the divine is trying to help these two link up, sync up, signs and syncs, so that they can connect to each other. So let me just take a look. We have the star card. Definitely they are at a distance from each other. The star can represent great distance. It could be geographically at a tremendous distance, and it could be long ago and far away as well. That's Aquarius energy coming in. Now, bear in mind, right now, we have a very important star to focus on, which is Sirius, the dog star, because during this Lionsgate portal, it is a time where the sun in Leo is in alignment with the earth and with Orion's belt and with Sirius, the dog star. Now, Sirius, when he rises, the ancient Egyptians saw that as a time of great fertility because it usually coincided with the time the Nile would flood, and that would bring water and fertility into the soils around the Nile. So it was viewed as a very positive time. And even here we have the star card that happens to have like a very, robust water flow around it. So I'm wondering if this is very timely. This is a Lionsgate message, even though I wasn't really anticipating it being, but now I can see why it might be. It's a time of great, energetic fertility where these two, you remember I started this out with duplicates. You notice how we have these two, I was saying like I pictured somebody's hand holding space right in front of the other person's hand, but it's like they weren't really there. It was just they could feel the other person's energy. And we have these seahorses nose to nose, and seahorses do mate for life. This is a King of Cups. So it is definitely, they are connecting at the emotional level. I see these two establishing a link up. I see these two successfully, especially right now, establishing a link thanks to the divine, thanks to their heart space, thanks to their emotions. So the man of wands, or King of Wands, he was trying to use his heart to send the message, when in fact it's actually his emotions that get the job done. The two of them, it's the water energy, it's the emotional energy. So these two have emotions for each other. That's what these two want to sit and talk about. Tell me, because it's only a matter of time, right? Now that we have them establishing a linkage in the emotional realm, which we could say the emotional realm, the intangible realm is more like the 5D energy, but we know what they're grappling for is a 3D connection so that they can sit down and hold some coffee cups in their hands and sip and chit chat and be face to face, right? When do they get to do this? Because we can see this is coming. They've made the first very critical bond. Now we could get to the next part. We have them as a Two of Cups. Wow, this is a really fun one. This is such good, like positive energy. It's God, that's so beautiful with that Two of Cups upright. And I keep saying they've linked up, and we literally have like in this huge, I'll say, universe, we have two individuals that have found each other's pinky and are bonded right now. Even though this looks very tangible and physical, I'm still feeling with all of that, swirling, crackling, energetic light going around them. I'm still seeing it as like we're highlighting the bond that is still 5D, but it is becoming very tangible. These two will be within like touching distance very soon. Queen of Wands. So we have a King and a Queen of Wands in this story. We have a perfectly matched pair. We have the duplication here and here. We have the link has been established. The divine has been assisting. I think our characters need to wear colors for the Lionsgate. The golds and yellows and black and red and all these colors of, like Leo season, all the colors of fire and warmth and light and passion. We see it on these two cards. I think right down to like jewelry and everything. I think all of those things are going to help these two like match that bond better. Maybe these two already unwittingly have a sense of style that is similar. Maybe they tend to like, the same kind of, at the beginning, I was even talking about like yellow starters jackets or something. That could be, I'm not saying that precisely, but maybe they have a similar taste, right? Sometimes you look at a couple and you go, wow, those two look like they match each other, hashtag couples goals. And it's like, sometimes they'll be couples that literally like to wear, like the same tracksuit or something. And that's like, very planned. But other times you see a couple that just complements each other well. They have a similar, like, elegant style. They have a certain, I'm picturing two people that both look really great. And like, I have a thing for motorcycle jackets. I hate motorcycles, love motorcycle jackets. Go figure. I think they look amazing. So I have a small collection of jackets because I happen to like those. It's something along those lines. Like, they could be individuals that have like a similar taste in something like that. I'm not saying I have good taste, as we can all tell. I'm a little all over the place, but these characters, whatever their taste is, they could even dress similarly, similar color tones. But I actually think to enhance the connection, it's like everything that they have in common should be amplified right now. Now, by natural tendencies, they may be enhancing that, but I'm thinking that these two could be starting to do more and more that is similar during this time frame. I'm not saying that they're morphing into one, amalgamous blob of relationship energy where they look the same, but I'm just thinking that the complementary energy is what I'm getting at. But they may find themselves dressing in certain ways right now, and it turns out so too is the other one. They're matching each other in color tones or something. We still have an Action of Swords in the reverse. And this is a card that says it's not coming together super fast or impulsively. They won't be reaching out and connecting to each other super fast and impulsively. But with this murkiness that's on this card, and the fact that we've already had the divine, and the fact that we have these two like powerfully aligning their energies first, their emotions first, now even their wardrobes, and we see them as a matched pair, as a frequency of King and Queen of Wands. It's almost like we're putting everything into perfect position and then like going to click them together. But imagine like in those, so I'm a big sci-fi buff, so I can picture so many different films where, the spaceships are out there and one has to dock with the other and it has to be aligned just right. And then, they like, you hear that satisfying like suction as they, attach to, and dock on the next, spaceship station. Like, that's how this feels. It's painstaking to rotate things and get it just right. But once it happens, then these two can come together. And we do have a 9 of Cups. Oh my gosh. Happy Heart. Thank you, baby. That is so kind. Happy Heart just gifted 5 more memberships. Kingdom Agendas, Megan K, Jamie Garza, RY, and Kelly Lavoie. You guys are all members courtesy of Happy Heart. Thank you so much, sweetheart. That is unbelievably generous. You guys are so kind to me, to each other. I am blown away. Happy Heart, thank you. Thank you so much. I've got to, hang on, let me jot you down also. Let me give you a card pull on Monday as well in the members corner, honey. Happy Heart and Signs and Sinks. Let's make sure I can read my writing. I can't really. My writing's the worst. Thank you so much, you guys. And those of you who just became members, don't forget, you can now go check out that members playlist, and you'll definitely want to see the one that I just posted yesterday. So you can enter, I explain everything as I do in every members video so that you can know how to like participate, because I do card pulls every week for members and birthday card pulls, and you guys get to select topics and all kinds of stuff. So we've got that 9 of Cups. Here's gold again. We're bringing in the golds, the reds, the oranges, the yellows, black, all these warmer colors, dramatic colors. And now we have these golden eggs. And that 9 of Cups here for our characters says, if anything, these two should not have any stress or anxiety. This isn't about like, okay, how quickly can they get together? How quickly will this all come together? This is like, revel in the fact that these two are aligning. They're on the same wavelength. If anything, they might both have a sudden joyful surge, like these next 9 hours or 9 days could be particularly happy and they don't know why. It's because their energy is linking up. It's because they're both feeling each other's vibe and it feels joyful. This is, at the beginning, we had kind of like a download coming in. And again, that's what the Lionsgate is all about, is kind of downloads. And we have this energy kind of like just bathing into our character's life. We have him celebrating, his hands up in the air like he just don't care kind of energy. Oh my God, you guys. You are so unbelievable. I cannot believe this, you guys. Signs and Sinks, you just gifted 10 more memberships. Oh my God. Global Native, Morg's Machine, Celeste, Star and Justice, Cover Me in Sunshine, excuse me. Bria M, Decoded, William, Christina, Nature Explorer. You guys, welcome everybody. That is all courtesy of Signs and Sinks. You guys are so amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much, Signs and Sinks, a million times over. All of this looks so positive. It looks so like they can just revel in knowing that there's this bond out there for them. This is both of them, keep in mind, a 9 is kind of a personal energy. That what comes next is the 10, right? So they're at a 9 of Cups. What comes next is that 10 of Cups. Next, they'll get to share. But for right now, they're supposed to revel in who they are, the joys of their own life, their own, friendships, and the things that they like doing, the things that they enjoy just as single individuals right now, because their single days are coming to an end. These two are on the cusp of being in a relationship that's coming very, very soon for the two of them, but not impulsively and not, out of the blurry nowhere. The universe is like, now that you two know that you've got this bond, enjoy not yet being together. There's a sweetness to knowing that there's somebody out there that you bond with, and that relationship time will come. But right now, enjoy the energy bond and enjoy what your tangible world is made up of. And just know there's even more yet to come, more happiness. But certainly don't live your life waiting for, well, when can I be with them? It's like, wait a second, you guys both have such a great life right now. And to boot, you've connected to somebody who really wants to be with you and you really want to be with them. But you both have a few other things to enjoy right now that you need to enjoy separately. I don't know why that is. It's just that's the way it is. Life force energy. So both of them have some things to accomplish for themselves, to rev up their energy. Maybe this is to enjoy, look, let's face it, when we get into a partnership with somebody new, we probably ain't sleeping a whole lot, right? We got other things on our mind instead of sleep with a new lover. So right now, get some good sleep. Take good care of one's own self. Right now, if you like walking silent in the woods and taking strolls and having all your time to yourself, enjoy that. Enjoy going out into nature. Like maybe our characters commune with nature really well and they need that. You notice how it's like, it's all about powering up, putting our roots into the earth and actually like drawing energy from nature. Maybe both of these characters could use a little bit of, tune up of vitality and energy. This, if you look a little closer, we see that this whole, all the imagery here is actually painted like in fractals. And I kind of think that there's like, we got to have our characters draw some energy from the universe around them. That's what they're being encouraged to do right now. This is all just between now and like fall, because I see fall, starting to turn the leaves colors here. I don't think that these two have very much more time. I mean, literally, I'm thinking 9 weeks. That's about it before these two are going to be together. That's barely 2 more months, right? That's not very long. And that would put us into fall if they're in the Northern Hemisphere, of course. It gives us a timeline, somewhere around October, November, maybe. But these two are supposed to just enjoy their singlehood, because this is kind of the end of their singlehood, and they're going to be in a really great bond. But for right now, they get to revel in knowing that the bond is already there. They've already linked up, and now it's like they're slowly being, drawn together until they like click into that perfect 3D connection. It's very beautiful. This is probably one of our nicest, least stressful relationship stories I think we've ever seen. It looks so confident also that it's on the way. You guys, thank you everybody for being here. It is so, so great to see you. Christy, Sexy Centaur Sag, Happy Heart, you sweetheart. You are so, so kind, Happy Heart. You're such an angel. Uh, Signs and Sinks, unbelievable. You know, I never knew how that worked. Signs and Sinks, you just, I had no idea if you can pick and choose. Hang on. So both of you were trying to get a membership for Annie S. and Christy. Okay, then I have to do my part here. Annie S. and Christy, let me go ahead and pull a card for each of you, if you don't mind, so that at least with all of these valiant and very generous efforts by Signs and Sinks and Happy Heart, trying to gift you guys memberships, let me pull the two of you a card, if you don't mind, so that then at least I can feel like we have some heroics. And then on Monday, I'll do longer storytellings to thank Happy Heart and Signs and Sinks. Okay. All right, here we go. NES, here we go, love. You guys are so fun. Thank you guys for making my world so bright and so fun. All right, so first off, NES, we have a 9 of Wands. This is the finish line is ahead. We have our characters just about there. We have a character that is about to cross, and this is a whole group. This is like a soul group, or maybe this is an entire collective that is wrapping up a very difficult cycle. And it's like, oh, okay, we can do this. Come on, guys, we got this. We got this. This is not one character doing this alone. This is like an entire generation, or whomever we consider to be in our collective, right? And this is super awesome because we got the power to push on through. Yes, this is like, we're cleaning up, we're almost done, and we get to start the next chapter. Okay, we can hang in there for a little bit longer. Things are going to get better. All we got to do now is pack up the suitcase. We learned every lesson we could from this like strata. Now we get to move forward. That Page of Wands is the spark of excitement for the next chapter. We see this giant light bulb. This is something very beautiful and very positive for a character to look forward to. This is something that is Knight of Coins. Okay, so yes, our characters have more work. It's not like, okay, we jump into the next chapter and then everything is perfect and wonderful at all times, but rather, oh my God, Denisa, thank you. Hang on just a second. I'll come back to Denisa and all of these additional new members, but just one moment. Let me finish this up for NES first, and then we'll go to Christy Peruso as well. This is the energy of the next chapter. You notice how many of these dominoes have already been laid, and you notice we already have stepped underneath the rainbow. Yes, there is still more work ahead, but this is like super joyful work. This Knight of Pentacles says, wait a minute, so we're on real track now to get to our big castle. So this is our slowest moving knight, hence the turtle, but it's the only knight that ever makes it to the big payout at the end. It's the only knight who ever gets to the castle. This was a very difficult, imagine like our life's journey is a big winding landscape. I'm literally picturing like Lord of the Rings, where some of the terrain is nice and then some of it is horrendous, right? We just got around Mordor. We just got around the worst of it. Now things are starting to get lush and green again, right? We're in this barren desert, but we're done with the barren desert. Yes, life's work continues on, but it gets much more enjoyable after this. We're able to see the fruits of the labor we've already put in. We're able to see how much we've already done, where we're at, the kind of success. We'll look at how lush and green things are becoming. This is a beautiful turn of energy that will go on and on and on for this whole next chapter of a character's life, where things get easier, better, greener, money is better, things are growing better. Is it slow? Yes, but now we can savor it instead of feeling like, oh my God, this is an uphill jog and it's really strenuous and it's really hot and it's really barren and I'm really thirsty. We're capping that mountain and we're coming into the lush valley now. Things are about to get easier. It's really nice energy. Okay, now let me bounce back before I get to Chrissy Perusa. Let me bounce back and say, Denisa, thank you, Angel. So Queen B, you have just received a membership. Yesa, or YSA, forgive me for not saying your name properly. Evelyn Blouth, Victor, and Seeking North Node. All of you are now members, courtesy of Denisa. Thank you so much, Denisa. I will get to you, especially a little extra on Monday as well, both for your birthday and then also to say thank you to you, honey. But just so you guys know, everyone's name that I just listed, you now also have access to the members corner. There's a members playlist that you can click on, and particularly make sure you don't miss yesterday's video that I posted in the very beginning. I explained everything that you can do and participate in, because I do pick at least 3 winners each week to do some card pulls for members in our members only video. And you guys can pick topics and stuff. So anyway, you guys, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. All right, now let me turn to Christy Peruso. I just wanted to make sure that I get to be a part of the fun here too. You guys are so awesome. Here we go. Christy Peruso. We start with the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This can be somebody who's done doing all the work themselves, done, having to stand there and continuously, put in effort and effort and effort, and maybe hasn't been seeing the results that they wanted. Solo. That's okay, because we got help coming in. We've got a soulmate showing up. This could be a character who's also saying, I'm done being single. I know I'm sexy. I know I got great legs. I know I look good I always think of that song by Cake. I want a girl in a short skirt and a long jacket. I love that song. I love Cake so much. They're fabulous live also. If you've never seen them live, they're absolutely stellar. But she's just dressed that way, like, sexy, but business, intelligent, got her act together, has a certain flourish about her, the certain flair, her own unique style. She's single, she's attractive, but now it's like, I'm ready to not just be single, or I'm ready to not just be, managing my own life and my own finances. I'd like partnership at this point. Well, what perfect timing is this? Soulmate enters the scene and brings something to the table, right? This could be a returning soulmate from the past. We are still in retrograde. Or this could be, this could be a character who is, and no, it's definitely a soulmate that is coming in for love. We have a 10 of Cups. I was going to say this could be somebody coming in for business purposes. Sometimes we build a legacy of our own, and then we plateau, and we're like, you know what? For me to have this breakthrough, I need other investors. I need to franchise. But this doesn't look like that. This feels like matters of the heart more so than matters of business. Pentacles can represent business, but we got all the cups now. So I'm going to say this is matters of the heart. It doesn't mean that she's instantly jumping for this relationship. You notice she'll still take her time and approach this, what this person is offering. She'll still approach it slowly, make sure she likes this, make sure that this really feels like, a good matchup. But we have her most definitely gravitating toward this soulmate that is there to offer something, and she's there to receive it. It's a shared energy flow. I don't know if somebody has a favorite park or garden, or if this depicts where they'll wind up getting married, but this is what's on the horizon here is real companionship and a very happy outcome in love specifically. Even the the rainbows in the sky and the lotus flower is blossoming and blooming, and that is where this this positive energy comes from, with this fountain of love. Very beautiful. I love the fact that both of these are about upcoming future positive turns of events. I hope that we get a lot of really awesome Lionsgate messages, because so far the energy is stellar today. You guys, thank you so much, everybody. I am so happy to see. Sweet, you always drop the lyrics. You're so awesome. Christy Peruso, I will attend your wedding. You better believe it. There's cake at weddings. You know how much I like cake. It'll be my honor, Christy. Not just for the cake, because I would love to cheer on any happy couple on this planet. So you guys, thank you, everybody. So good to see you. GOSC 10P, so good to see you. Well, of course, Christy, where else but in Italy? I know that's where you hail from. That would be wonderful. I love Italy. Italy, Sicily, oh, beautiful. The island of Ischia. Oh my gosh. My heart is there too, for sure. Thanks again, Signs and Sinks and Happy Heart. You guys are unbelievably generous. I will make sure that I get you some longer videos on Monday. I will timestamp them for you in those Monday videos as well. So I'll see you guys next week for that. Thank you so much, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Denisa, you sweetheart. Likewise with you, love. Global Native, I feel so lucky. We have the greatest group here. I feel so honored. RS, hi, honey. So good to see you. Ebony Holmes, how are you? You're so sweet. I love that you're here. FK Slay, hi, hun. Empress DC, wonderful to see you also. Wild One, you're in the house. Wonderful to see you. I love the wild horse. Sexy Senator Sag, thank you also, love. Pretty soon, when my lungs settle back down, we'll do a little card pull session also. I like to do that here and there, and this is my birth month also. And I always think, you know how in Lord of the Rings it's like if it's your birthday it's your time to give gifts out. I always thought that was really nice. So we'll be doing that this month also, because that's what I want to do for my birthday. So I will see you guys. I got to stop the coughing a little bit first, so it'll be sometime this month, but that's how I want to celebrate my birthday with you guys too. So we'll do that on both channels and in both members corners this month as well. Rare Lestrange, thank you. Let me see. Is it Zamari Sito? Please forgive me if I botched your name. I had a friend once, and his name started with an X, and he was Aztec, and he had just the coolest name. And so anyway, that just makes me think of an Aztec name. So thank you for that happy memory of a good friend of mine. Spiritually Awakened, hi. Thanks again, sweet. Mama Eagle, so good to see you. Oh, that's wonderful. You're going to look at a house? Oh, wait, two. House we're going to look at to foster. That's awesome. Well, congratulations, hun. Nani, so good to see you. Farrell Rust, glad you were here. Nikki O, so nice to see you, babe. Des, how are you, love? Nadia Johnson, thank you for being here. And again, welcome to all the new members. Mosin, thanks, hun. Erica, I see you there. Hi, honey. Toinette Raven, good morning to you as well, love. Yes, sweet, exactly. The Kukar Tihar festival, yes. That's the one in Nepal for the dogs. It's also believed that dogs are messengers of Yama, the god of death. And then we talked about Anubis. How perfect, sweet, spot on. Spot on. Mama Eagle, your forest cat is named Anubis. I love it. I love that. Sweet, you always drop the knowledge. It's so awesome. Voyager 2. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Thank you for the little blue footprints for my pup. Yeah, he did a little singing, didn't he? Melrose, thank you. Joanna Roberts. Very cool. You just found two feathers together. That's perfect. That fits into our story. April Fresh. Great to see you, hun. And Carrie, of course, Kalimera. Tekanete. Hi, Jim. All right, you guys, have a great day. I will be back later and we'll do some zodiacs. I might try to do, because it's Tuesday, I need to do a Cancerian video, and I'm tempted to do Cancer right now instead of waiting, but I've got to check up on something before I know. I may actually get one more done on the other channel and do Cancer tonight. Hi, Casey. Thank you so much, hun. So good to see you. Sassy, thank you, love. Likewise, I have the most generous collective here. I feel so lucky. Delinda, so wonderful to see you. Geminis, hi, hun. All right, you guys. Oh, definitely, Christy Peruso. You know, I gotta celebrate. I'll be 45 this year at the end of this month. So, I get to think that when you're 45, you get to celebrate however you want. And I want to do some card pulls. So, but we probably won't do it right then. It'll be somewhere else in this month. I'll probably span it out. So we'll go live a couple different times. All right, you guys, take care. Lots of love. Bye for now, you guys. Take care.